What is up, family? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another rendition of Commander Caucus Live, our Week 16 rendition. And we got some things to talk about. You see it on the screen. Jaden Daniels will not be available. He was shut down for the season in a move that I was personally in favor of. But I'm interested to see how the rest of the fan base. I'm trying to get a pulse on the chat. Trying to get a pulse in the chat. How we feel about our guy JD5 being shut down for the rest of the season. But before we get too deep into discussion, you already know what this is. Welcome back to another rendition of Commander Caucus Live, a stream made by me but ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. I don't know what I'm about to say. I'm giving y'all the chat, the platform to rant, crash out, cry. This team made me want to cry a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, to be 100% honest with you. But let's save it for Commander Caucus Live. As always, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and hit that Cash App tag at the bottom, or you can send a super chat where we give you the rightful attention that you deserve. We're going to stop the presses. Your chat or your comment jumps to the front. I don't care what the rest of these normal chatters, shout outs. I'm playing. Shout out to the normal chatters as well. But we give the super chatters the rightful attention that they deserve. But as always, thank you guys for joining us for our Week 16 rendition of Commander Caucus Live, man. And what we talking about? Chat, what we talking about? Shout out my man George. My man George said he's ready for the caucus. What we talking about today, George? What we talking about today? Jaden Daniels shut down for the season. The Commanders are 4-10. Going into a short week against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I'm going to be quite honest with y'all. I was super disinterested going into the game against the New York Giants. I don't know if I could be more disinterested, but like I don't see a way the Washington Commanders can win this game. I don't see a way the Washington Commanders can win the game. And quite the revelation is happening. This is my 5th year as being season ticket holders. And I unfortunately missed a boots on the ground. Won't be boots on the ground Saturday. Not because our Washington Commanders are ass, but I got a family matter at hand where I got to jet out of town really quickly so that I can make it back before Christmas. But I'll still be tapped in, still be tuned in with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm gonna buy the best Wi-Fi in the hotel that I'm staying at, so I can give you guys a post-game recap because I'm still gonna be tuned in, all eyes on the game, giving you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis. But I don't really have nothing for this game. Like my man Marshall said, I really don't have anything for this game. What's up, Fight? How you, my guy? Because pulling the lens back, getting you guys behind the curtain. I spent half the game the other day decorating my Christmas tree, bro. And I'll be lying to you if I said I didn't spend at least 60% of my time and attention on decorating that Christmas tree. The Washington Commanders got my other 40, but I don't know how much more deserving they are of that at this point. Shout out my guy Kevin. Say love watching my go, but I'm in favor of it. Don't want no dumb injury happening over the pointless games. Where we're at in draft pick right now, I think top 5 is it possible. I think we're at 8 right now. And people in the fan base got mad at me when I said after the New York Giants game where we won, I said picking 11th with the 3rd worst roster or top 3 bottom roster in the NFL is going to be something, right? And they're like, dude, we're 8th. Like, cut it out. Stop being dramatic. Bro, did y'all see Dan Quinn on them sidelines? While I fully expect us to get BTA belt put to access to this weekend on Saturday against the Philadelphia Eagles, Dan Quinn is going to be coaching that game on Christmas against the Dallas Cowboys like it's the fucking Super Bowl. So I don't know about that one yet. Now, we might not be able to help ourselves because they got George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and we got Anthony Hamilton, right? But I don't know. Like, and I agree with you. Like, this season is just like so. Jaden Daniels started and finished 4 games this year. 3 in which he was fully healthy. Like he could have came out against the Green Bay Packers. And if you would have told me that at the beginning of the season, bro, I would have told you we probably would have went like 2-15, bro. To be 100% honest with you, we probably went 4-11, undefeated in the games that Jaden Daniels played. But that wasn't the case. I think we got a little ahead of our skis as fans, but not only as fans, because if we're being honest, as far as like the organization totem pole goes, we're not high up. I think the front office got ahead of themselves and ahead of their skis as well, because there's no way, and I'll say it I'll say it time and time again. There's no way you go into a season coming off of the greatest rookie quarterbacking season of all time and pair Jay and Daniels with Noah Brown being his wide receiver too. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, but we got Debo. Da, 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 da. Debo is not a traditional wide receiver. Debo like 240 pounds now, and like we manufacture him touches in open space. And his best move, his most reliant move right now is to run through somebody's face because his agility and his elusiveness is gone. Shout out Kevo with the super chat. Of course I got him. What y'all want to see him? You want to see him? Of course I got them joints, bro. Where they at? Where they at? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Real sneakerhead. You ever doubted me, kid? Come on, hold on. This how you know. This how you know we real sneakerheads. This is 2025, right? Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Hold on. Those are 2025. Those are 2025. Talk to me about the 2020, the 2013s. We got the 2013s. Come on, Brian. Come on, Cavo. You ever doubted me? No way you doubted me, Cavo. I could really do a side-by-side comparison. I could really make a YouTube video. I could really do that for real. Y'all let me know. Should I start like a sneaker channel? Y'all see it get crazy. It get crazy. 8th on the way. Pine Green Farms on the way. That's why y'all gotta go ahead and send them supers and them cash apps, because the boy pockets got a hole in them for sure. For sure. Support the channel though. Support the channel. My fault, y'all. Kevin got me a little out of my bag. I ain't never did that on the stream. I know y'all come to talk ball, but you know, we gotta give the super chats the rightful attention that they deserve. Meaningless win will hurt us and Abel. I agree. I think they made the right decision to shut JD5 down, come back mentally and physically fresh. For sure. For sure. And Jaden Daniels used the word the other day. And it's like what you call that, a media scrum. The same day that they announced that he wasn't coming back, where he said that some of them injuries was traumatic. And when he said that, or when I heard that he said that, I was like, whoa, maybe this is playing with his mental a little bit. I don't even think it's a maybe. Like when he makes that revelation and when he admits it, it's like, damn, I didn't really know. Like, because I said it last year and I said it multiple times. Jaden Daniels was like so cerebral as a rookie. I didn't think nothing could get to him. And while I think I still take Jaden Daniels 1 in a redraft because availability is the best ability, and I appreciate that. And I can't be a hypocrite because I was talking all that when we was talking about Terry McLaurin, right? But in terms of just pure talent, bro, I know what I saw with my 2 eyes last year, bro. I know what I saw with my 2 eyes last year, and Adam Peters did too. And I said that's why I think he got ahead of his skis, where he was like, bro, we really got like the greatest quarterback ever. And like he can make Noah Brown look like T. Higgins. The sad thing is, little did we know, like Noah Brown's groin, spleen, all that was like Noah Brown. I promise you, like under Noah Brown's equipment, like under his shoulder pads and shit, when he take it off, pause, it'll probably look like a game of operation under that bitch, bro. Like he don't even have like specific regional areas where he get injured. Bro, get injured all over. Bro. And I think, thank you for the Hail Mary, Noah Brown. I said it time and time again, but I can't rely on you, bro. Like I can't. And I still think, and I said it at the time, going into a season with Noah Brown, who missed an entire summer, and Terry McLaurin, who also missed an entire summer, as your wide receiver 1 and 2 on the boundary. Malpractice. Malpractice. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I sure hope Eagles fans don't take over the stadium on Sunday. I hope not. I hope not. And I already know what the Philly fans gonna say. I already know what they're gonna say when they see that I'm not at the game. They be like, "Oh, bro, oh, you scared?" Da, 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 da. Because of that video I posted remember last year when we went viral, trolling Eagle fans, giving them a taste of their own medicine. That's why I really didn't want to, not go to this game and not be boots on the ground. But family first. Family first, bro. Family first. Like I said, if you guys are just getting in here, I won't be Mr. Boots on the ground. No, it's not that I won't be Mr. Boots on the ground. Mr. Boots on the ground won't be boots on the ground at Northwest Stadium this Saturday. I had to sell my tickets, unfortunately. Might be fortunately if we end up getting BTA. But I gotta tend to a family matter. Yeah, and go visit some family before we go before Christmas. Well, I said you want to be at the Cowboys game for sure. Christmas Day, I'm there. I'm not selling those tickets. It don't matter how bad we lose. Because I think that might be our only chance at another win. I told you, I don't want to win. Y'all know that. If y'all listen to the last Bleed and B&G episode, y'all know that. I don't want to win, but Dan Quinn is going to coach that game like it's his Super Bowl. Bro was lit on the sideline the other day. Marshall, I appreciate you, gang. We are super ass. Thank you for the support, but we are so ass. This season is the season from hell for sure. I didn't know that this, bruh. Man, this season got me at a loss for words, as you can see, bro. I did not. And the sad thing is, like, it's the concurrent season right after going on a fucking magic carpet ride last year, bro. Because, like, if this season came after 2023, which I expected it to do, and I never expected us to make the conference championship game, I'd be like, all right, like, I'm so used to this, bro. Seasonal depression hitting, we suck. Game's not important by my birthday. Game's not important by November. Like, I'm so used to this, bro. We had important games damn near to Valentine's Day last year. And for this to be the season right after, bro, it's like you teased me. Pause. It's like you teased me. Tease me, baby. Turn around and just tease me. Man, you gotta sing, bro. You gotta sing. I've been doing a lot of singing. To keep me in good spirits, bro, because my football team ain't doing it. Shutting down JD5 was an admission of failure and acknowledgement by the coaching staff that they aren't right for Daniels. Get everybody but Larry is on a few. Damn, George, bringing the heat. Damn, George, tell us how you really feel. And while I don't disagree, George, I think that I'm with you, like 100%. I think that Dan Quinn's jacket is too Teflon as of right now for him to get gone. And when I say I agree with you 100%, I don't think Dan Quinn is the ideal head coach for Jayden Daniels. Never did. Almost got to the point where I had to eat crow with what I was saying prior to the Dan Quinn hiring last year with the run that we went on. Like, the corny catchphrases, the badass motherfuckers, and all that was hidden last year. It was hidden. It was hitting like the white girl. And y'all know what the white girl is. It's hitting like the white girl. But to be 100% honest with you, this season has brought back and kind of like, I don't want to say validated because he gave us the season last year, but it damn near has validated some of the concerns I had when we were hiring or even interviewing Dan Quinn. Like, he said it. If y'all listen to when he went on his like media run after he got hired, and I remember him saying this, that's why I hold on to it so dearly. He said that he learned a lot in Atlanta, or he learned a lot from his time and experience in Atlanta. He said that he learned that he can't rely on older players as much as he has, and he can't have an allegiance to his coaching staff as much as he did. He said that was what ultimately bit him in the ass with him being fired from the Atlanta Falcons in 2020. And then for him to come back here and do the same shit, it almost makes me feel like he's stuck in his ways. It almost makes me feel like he's stuck in his ways. And Dan Quinn not young, bruh. Like, how much of a philosophy change do we expect him to have? How much of a philosophy change do we expect him to have? Because I was telling y'all in July, and I'm mad that I didn't like stand on it as firm as I did because we were coming off of such a magical season. But I'll be lying. Y'all know I'm boots on the ground, bro. Like, ain't no reason for me to lie. I'll be lying if I said that 2025 training camp, I went to 3 training camp sessions. None of them was like 2024. None of them. Like Fabian said, training camp practices was malpractice. I was the one telling you how them joints was barely an hour in July. But as I was saying, I always kind of like said it with a disclaimer because y'all, I aim to give you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis, but y'all don't always like that. Y'all don't always like that. So while I did acknowledge how short those training camp practices were, I was like, let's see how the result is going into the season. Well, we 16 weeks in, we see the result. 4-10 is the result. 4-10 is the result, and we still got players getting veteran days day in and day out. So what happens with an old, slow roster? Seeing where Rashad White want to play with us next year, good change of pace back. I saw where he dropped a couple of videos, a couple of Instagram stories. I did. I didn't know if he was just doing that and like showing like some solidarity with Five, because I think he did it the day after he was shut down for the season. I think he's done it the past couple of days. Or it might just be like shout out to Five, like, because they're really good friends. Or it might be a plea to come to Washington next year. But I'm telling you now, while I love Bill, while I love the story of Bill, the story of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I still think that he's better. He's a better running back than Brian Robinson Jr. I still stand 10 toes on that. I wouldn't mind having an upgrade at the running back position, and Rashad White is not that guy. Rashad White, whatever you call him. Good pass catching back, but it's a reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers try to give every running back that come in more carries than this guy. Like, he's a solely a pass catching back. Almost like a younger Austin Eckler, but I think Austin Eckler was even a better between the tackle runner than him. It's the reason why Bucky Irvin came in and snatched his chain as a rookie. Operation Body, Noah Brown. Yeah, bro. Noah Brown dead ass look like if you look under his shoulder pads, if he was to take his pads off, that shit probably look like a game of operation. Like, I'm not joking when I say that. Bruh gets injured all around. That's why I'm just like, you might need to hang it up, bruh. Like, you might need to hang it up because at a certain point, you're going to need a full body cast. Damn, we're going to have a lot of new faces on the defense next year. I can't wait. Free agency, hurry up, please. I hope so. Man, I made a tweet the other day. Let's see if I can find it. And I don't know if y'all was feeling it or not. But you know how I get on the late night when I just get the tweet. I said, well, let me see if I can pull it up. Y'all be trying to argue with me, bro. Y'all be trying to go back and forth with me, and I be trying to get my little tweets off, bro. I'm sorry that I made me a little platform of getting my opinion off and talking good football, bro. But y'all be trying to go back and forth with me. And sometimes I need y'all to realize, bro, I'm just a fan like y'all. Damn, I be tweeting like shit. I need y'all to realize, though, I'm just a fan like y'all. And, bro, oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Where is that? Where is it at? All right, so we're going to eventually pull it up. But I said the other day, damn, I got that business speed Wi-Fi today. All right, here we go. Pull it up. I said the other day, bro. What was this, after Monday Night Football? I don't know what I was doing, bro. I might have been a couple of tequila shots in. I might have been. I said the quickest way back to contention, load up on the defense in the draft and throw the bag at Pickens and Pitts. And I honestly think that's the quickest way back to contention. The quickest way. I start having people calling me Dan Snyder, telling me that I know that Pickens is not getting out of Dallas. Bro, I don't know that. I watch a lot more football than a lot of y'all. And that ain't a flex. I say that to say, like, I don't know that Dallas isn't going to bring Pickens in. Yeah, they might franchise him, and they do have his control. But, bro, they are throwing smut on George Pickens' name over the last couple of weeks. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yeah, he might be a crash out. We need some. We need some crash outs on this roster. Yeah, he might have not played up to expectations over the last 2 weeks. But guess what? He still got more yards this season than Terry McLaurin has ever had in the season. And it's still 3 games left with a 2-game drop-off. With a 2-game drop-off. And guess what? He's 24. He's 24. It ain't like we're going to be re-signing all these. It ain't like we signing a 29-year-old Deebo Samuel. Or bringing in a 29-year-old at the time, Noah Brown. I've been telling y'all George Pickens was him since 2022. Real day one bleeding being jeers know it. The Mafia know it. Talk to me, Mafia. Let him know. Let him know. I was the one that made him wide receiver 1 in that 2022 draft. Everybody else was talking Drake London, Jamison Williams. Who else was they talking about in that draft? Chris Olave. You know who the fuck they wasn't talking about? Jahan Dotson. And guess what the fuck we did? I'll never forget us, myself included. See, y'all like to act like I'm some type of, or I act like I'm some type of elitist, bro. I'm just like y'all. That's why we had this Commander Caucus stream for y'all, because I'm one of y'all. I'm one of the people. I'm one of the fans, bro. I'm one of the fans. And I will never forget us, myself included, in the fan base, trying to talk ourselves into fucking Jahan Dotson. That shit might have been worse than Emmanuel Forbes. Now, he did more in Washington than Emmanuel Forbes did. I'm not saying that. He had a little 700 yards. But the way that we was trying to act like Jahan Dotson was worth trading back and not getting Chris Olave, and they said had played the same position. Talking about, we got Brian Robinson. No, who we get in that draft? Sam Howell. That ended up being Brian Robinson and Sam Howell. What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Scale of 1 to 10, how warm is DQ seat going into next season? Shout out my man Fuad. Been a real consistent one over the last month or so. I appreciate the support, my guy. And if you just tapping in before I answer Fuad's question, I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday evening with us over here, Bleeding BNG for Commander Caucus Live, our Week 16 rendition. Go ahead, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Flood the chat because this is a stream made by me but ran by you. I don't have a script. I'm going off of what y'all say. Y'all want to crash out? We can crash out. Y'all want to talk ball? We can talk ball. Y'all want to laugh because this team is a fucking joke sometimes. We can laugh, but go ahead and flood the chat with all the emotions, all the emotes, whatever you got for us today. Pause. And if you want to support the channel, you go ahead and send a super chat where we'll give you the rightful attention that you deserve. We done already showed off our shoe collection. And we only 23 minutes into the stream. But the answer for was, or you could hit that Cash App tag at the bottom. Anything is appreciated. Happy holidays. But the answer for was question: scale of 1 to 10, how warm is DQ seat going into next season? Dan, to put a number on it, bro. I hate to be cliche, but that shit probably really is at a 5, right? And the reason that I say a 5 is because if you go off Dan Quinn's track record, bro. He was a 10 last year, and he was a damn near a 0 this year. So if we averaging out to the mean, I'll put it at a 5 because he showed us what his ceiling can be, and this year he showed us what the floor can be. And the floor is ugly as shit. The floor is disgusting. But the ceiling was also beautiful, wasn't it? The ceiling was also beautiful. So if we were putting a number on how hot his seat was going into next season, I put it at a 5. I know that's like basic as hell. I know it is. And I'm straying the fence, straying the line, but I honestly believe that. I was not on fire. DQ shot until this week. He set JD up as a fall guy to try to save his own neck. He's shown no willingness to play young players, and you are right. DQ has learned nothing. George, you hot, George. George, I get it, George, bro. This season been lost, bro. Calm down. Calm down. Like everything you're saying is the gospel. I agree with you 135%. But if you think Dan Quinn not the guy, he showed you that more than just last week. Yeah, I don't like the way that he handled. I wouldn't call it made it Jaden Daniels the fall guy, but I think his press conference when he was announcing that Jaden Daniels was shut down, and the one last week where he announced that he wasn't going to be playing against the New York Giants, it was so unlike what he's been, even this year, but all of last year, where you like, nah, something's going on. And I don't know if that was intentional, where he's like, all right, this ain't really me because, I'm getting told things from, outside sources or sources in the room, higher ups above. But like his last couple of press conferences ain't been the most like faith invoking. It ain't made me want to go run through a wall for Dan Quinn. But yeah, I remember him saying that he was too reliant on all players and had too tight of allegiances to people on his coaching staff. And if that was the case, it was only 2 years ago. If that was the case, bro, there's no way that Joe Witt should have survived as much as he did. And then I ain't even got a chance to watch Hard Knocks, but I saw a clip in Hard Knocks where Joe Witt was leading a defensive meeting. What is his title right now? He looked like the defensive coordinator to me. Maybe I need to go back and watch that. Like I said, I haven't seen an entire episode. I don't know if that was AI, but his eyes look cocked to me. It looked like Joe Witt in the flesh. Like, what are we doing? What is Joe Witt? What? What? Did y'all just save him so he don't have to talk during press conferences? Is that what we did? I feel like that might be what we did. I don't know. But going back to what I was saying about the quickest way to contention, when I say load up on defense in the draft, I really mean load up on defense in the draft. I think we can stand to have 10 new defenders, with Trey Amos being the only guy that might be locked into a starting position. But who's to say how he's going to come back recovering from a fibula? I don't like lower body injuries on DBs. I don't. Yeah, it's a broken bone, but who's to say that he's ever going to have that same explosion, bro? These injuries be real. But loading up on defense, spending all 5 picks if you got it, trade back no way we ended up with the number 1 pick now because we want to beat the Giants in December. I say that, bro, but the Giants so ass, bro. We couldn't out-ass them the other day. We could not out-ass them the other day. I don't know if that was you, Kevo, that said that. No, I don't think it was you, Kevo. It's somebody went on my Bleeding B&G episode the other day and said that was a booty bowl of 2025. And I couldn't have put it in better words. I couldn't have said it more eloquently. The Booty Bowl 2025. That was played up there in MetLife on Sunday. That's what was played up there in MetLife. The Booty Bowl. And that shit got a nice ring to it. Seen something with JD5 played 55 out of 50. He did. Game still, be honest. I just think it was a cursed straight season, but Mikey is better on the outside. Mickey's better on the outside. He makes good plays, then he gives them up. Yeah, I mean, I think that's undoubtable. You can't deny that. I think that's undisputable. I think it's clear as day that Mikey Sanders still is better on the outside. And I had to go back and forth with dudes the other day when I said that, yeah, it's clear as day Mikey Sanders is better on the outside. I don't ever want to see him playing the slot again unless he in Vegas. But I don't know if he's going to ever be a long-term piece for this roster as far as like a starter goes. And dudes start pulling up his interceptions. Yeah, Mikey Sanders was a former wide receiver. I never doubted his ball skills. If y'all have heard me talk about Mikey Sanders still as a prospect, I said the best thing about him was his ball skills. But my concerns about Mikey Sanders still playing on the boundary are still legit. Can we admit that, yeah, he's gotten bust over his head many times this year, but most times when Mikey Sanders still gets beat, he gets beat deep. And I've been saying it since last year. Last year when he was on the boundary, look at going against the Cincinnati Bengals and Jamar Chase. And yeah, it is Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase not one of the fastest guys in the NFL. And how did he get beat? Over the top. And Mikey Sanders still didn't stand a chance. Torrey Horton was busting his head open over the top. So if you're going to be playing on the boundary and going against these guys that's playing the X position that are either 6'4" and 6'5" or run a 4-4, 4-3, I have my concerns and my doubts about Mikey Sanders still. What's wrong with saying that he might end up being a good cornerback 3? Yeah, he might not live up to the draft pedigree, and that might be wrong for you. But I ain't the one that drafted him, so I don't care about that. Yeah, that's ideal. Picking Pitts or Likely, then draft young defense. Man, give me Pitts over Likely, bro. Give me Pitts over Likely. Likely to had elite quarterback play and still be putting up Pitts numbers. And yeah, he got to share time. But y'all are funny. Some of y'all in this fan base are so funny. Talking about Kyle Pitts has played one good game in his career, and that was last week. Shut up. Like, y'all sound dumb when y'all say that. This man was a 1,000-yard receiver as a rookie. We ain't seen a tight end go for 1,000 yards in our fucking franchise since fucking Chris Cooley. And I don't even think he ever had a 1,000-yard season. He might have. Let me not disrespect Chris Cooley. Y'all gonna make me have to look that shit up real quick. The GOAT, Captain Chaos. Did Chris Cooley ever have a Hey Siri? Oh, you don't want to answer me? All right, bet. Fuck you, Siri. Yeah, nah, bro. No, Chris Cooley's career high was 850 yards. And y'all treated him like he was fucking God. This fan base fucking tickles me, and now y'all want to scoff and turn your nose up at the Kyle Pitts, bruh? What? Like, stop that shit, bruh. Stop that groupthink shit, and that's the shit when y'all start to think that I'm elitist, because I won't spew that dumbass rhetoric like that. Kyle Pitts? 6'6", 4'4" running Kyle Pitts? It's a reason why he was drafted before Jamar Chase. Now, I'm not saying that was the right move, but it was a reason why. GOAT tight end prospect, Kyle Pitts. Guess what? I guess y'all don't like Brock Bowers now, right? Brock Bowers was OC as a rookie and it's fell off. I guess y'all don't like Brock Bowers now, right? Like, we ain't been watching fucking Zach Ertz chug down the motherfucking field for the last 2 seasons, and we turning our nose up at Kyle Pitts. But we don't want to give context, even though you know that's what we love to do over here at Bleeder Bean G. But we don't want to give context and talk about how Kyle Pitts has had Desmond Ridder and fucking Taylor Heineke as his quarterbacks. Then he had a past his prime Kirk Cousins and a Marcus Mariota that was going through an identity crisis. And that's not a shot to Marcus Mariota. Go ask him. He'll tell you in Atlanta he was going through an identity crisis. Go watch Quarterback on Netflix. But y'all want to turn y'all nose up at Kyle Pitts. But think Ben Simmons next up. What the make the shit make sense, man? God damn. Damn, bro. That's the shit where y'all be pissing me off. Not y'all in the chat, because y'all really know ball. I'm talking about the fan base. You see, I be on Twitter too much, bro. I be on Twitter too much. What's the talk if it's another down year next year? For who? What's the talk around the organization? What's the talk around Jaden? What's the talk around what? What's the talk around what? Talk to me. Talk to me. What's the talk around DQ? Like, Cole Turner just left last week. He left what? He got cut from the practice squad or something? That's news to me. I didn't know he was on the practice squad this year. He left? Somebody signed Cole Turner? Why are you talking about Cole Turner? You trying to say that he was Kyle Pitts? We need him? Man, man, Cole Turner's first year, that 2022 training camp, ask Rio Robinson, bro. Cole Turner was out that bitch looking like Jimmy Grant. Then y'all favorite guy just fucking derailed his career path. Jeremy Reeves tackled that nigga like a fucking nut, and Cole Turner was never the same. Y'all's guy, y'all's darling. All-world gunner, Jeremy Reeves. Would you bring in Brandon Ayuk in the offseason? What's your starting wide receiver for week 1 next year? Ideally, man, ideally it'd be Terry McLaurin as the wide receiver 2. George Pickens is the wide receiver 1. And I said I want to load up on defense, but if you give it, if we talking ideal, and we end up with like the 11th pick, like I expect us to, after we give the Dallas Cowboys the fight of our life, because we clearly don't give a fuck about tanking. George Pickens, wide receiver 1, Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 2, Mekhi Lemon in the slot. Talk to me nice. Jane Daniels winning the fucking Super Bowl. I don't give a damn about defense at that point. We putting up fucking 55 every game. Because at this point, you gotta make a decision, bro. That's why I said if we gonna load up on defense, load up you gotta pick one side of the ball to attack this offseason, and we'll get to the next one. So if it's gonna be offense, shit, let it be offense. You got your offensive line solidified, hopefully. I think we can upgrade over Tyler Biadasz, but I like everybody else. Shout out Josh Connolly. Y'all heard me say I like everybody else. I don't hate Josh Connolly, guys. But ideally, that's my ideal wide receiver course. How you feel about that? Now, I don't know. They talking about George Pickens ain't going to get out of Dallas. So more realistically, I mean, what wide receivers outside of pick, man? Because I've been so fucking fascinated on George Pickens. What other wide receivers are available? Let me look real quick. What other wide receivers are available that will start on this team? Mike Evans, no. Wan'Dale Robinson, he ain't starting though. He could be a nice slot. Ooh, that's my ideal. So the one I just gave you is my ideal. More realistically, Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 1. Alec Pierce, wide receiver 2. Wan'Dale Robinson, slot wide receiver or wide receiver 3. I can see that. Don't want Jacoby Myers. Think he might not be in timeline for the, what we got going on. We already got one old ass wide receiver. Jawan Jennings, nah. That nigga's a fullback. Deebo Samuel, nah. Romeo Dobbs, I wouldn't scoff at Romeo Dobbs, but give me Alec Pierce first. Facts. What I say? What we saying facts to? What we saying facts to, Poster King? Why did I say poster before poster? Poster King. My boy Jalen, what it do, Brody? What's up, gang? A lot, 1, 2, 3. Hey, quick question. Would you sign Trey Hendrickson? No, brother. No, brother. I appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us. But if you've done tapped into a couple of other Wednesday nights previously, my philosophy going into this free agency, I don't want nobody over 27. So that no knock to Trey Hendrickson, amazing player. But I've been spurned by old niggas too much. Pause. That sounded fucking crazy. But I've been done dirty by these over the hill games. Too much. So no, but I hope that Trey Hendrickson can go somewhere where he might chase a championship. But that ship is sailed in my books. I think DQC is at a nice 65 degrees or 6. I'm not mad at that number. I ain't mad at that number. We're 4-10 with culture guys. We need a couple head cases that can talk to him. I need a couple nut cases, bro. Like I need a couple prospects with some character concerns. Nothing domestic violence related, sexual assault related. I'm sorry. I'm not that. Even though we might not have got Michael Parsons if that was a concern, but his freaky ass. But I'd rather stay away from those. But man, little speeding ticket. I don't do the DUIs, but a couple speeding tickets, little drag racing ticket, I could do that. Sign me up. I knew George Pickens was him when he threw somebody from Georgia Tech into the scoreboard, bruh. Give me a couple crash outs. The best edge, the nuttiest edge. Bring him to me. Bring him to me. What's your choice for tight end one if Ben ain't it? Pitts, likely, Njoku. Yeah, you must have. This must have been before my Kyle Pitts tangent. So I'm guessing you got your answer, good brother. We've gone from JD5, could have been back versus to now he's out for the season. You don't have your franchise quarterback like that if you don't have another agenda. That to me is unpardonable sin. I agree. We know what that agenda is, George. Though that man's coaching for his job. And while I think that his jacket might be Teflon for this season, who's to say I'm right? I'm not in those discussions that he had with Josh Harris every Monday. I don't know what Adam Peters is saying to him when they walk off the field every game. He might be like, damn, bro, you just got your ass whooped again. Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up. But yeah. Like I said, I don't think he made Jayden the fall guy, but he definitely didn't invoke a lot of confidence in me as a fan with his last couple of press conferences. Why is Joe still on this team? Is Turkey not dang on a fake tough guy like Ron Rivera? Joe, do me a favor, Joe, because I don't know if you have King Joe. Hope I'm saying your name right. King's Joe. Do me a favor. Go back and look at, where is it at? I'm about to find it right now. Go back about a month ago and look at our video. It's titled Commanders Emasculated by the Seattle Seahawks. 30-14. Hell raised. Go back and look at that video from five weeks ago. A month ago. 5 weeks ago. Go back and look at that video. Because in that video, I told y'all then, Dan Quinn is Ron Rivera with a Harley Davidson chopper and a diamond encrusted vest, leather vest, and a bandana. It ain't much difference. It ain't much difference. You want to know the biggest difference between the Ron Rivera era and the Dan Quinn era? Jay and Daniels, Adam Peters. Third biggest difference is that fucking Dan Quinn ain't the GM. Thank God. Thank God. Who the hell? Dan Quinn? I mean, Dan Snyder's a fucking nut. Who in their right mind would give Ron Rivera that much power, bro? Fucking Ron Rivera, bro. We just loving it. I understand why fans aren't sure about our RBs, but I would like to see this RB group with an OC that knows how to use them. I don't disagree. I definitely think that Cliff and his run game is fallen off the face of the earth. And I don't know how the hell we still fourth in the NFL in rushing. We could be miles and miles ahead of everybody if we consistently run the ball. And then Cliff Kingsbury don't come up there every press conference like, man, I just going back and looking at the game, man. You know, it's a couple play calls I want back, you know, Minnesota was sending the blitz, you know, I should have ran the ball more, you know, I just like he can't make adjustments in the game. I'm so sick of that shit. But I do think we can upgrade at the running back position. I wouldn't turn my nose. Bill got almost 700 yards and less than 150 carries, bro. And at this point, that's why I was so mad that he didn't start the game. Because I don't know if it's a message about like, oh, you're not going to start. Oh, you need your pass blocking better. Oh, you need your ball security to be better. At this point, bro, yeah, Marcus Mariota might not like it. Bro, the best experience that Bill can get right now is live game reps. I don't mind if Bill get a game where he get 40 touches, bro. He didn't play last year. Just to see if he can sustain it. Just to see if he's able to bear that workload. I would not be mad at that. And I think it needs to happen, especially if Jaden Daniels not playing. Now, I know he done had hella PTO, but I'll be honest, bro. If Jaden not playing, I don't think Terry McLaurin should play. I know he done had hella off time this year. And I know right now he probably playing for stats. Because what, that 300 yards on his name for the 2025 season looks nasty. Looks nasty. Context or not, it looks disgusting. When you look at the back of a football card, it ain't gonna have the context of missed entire summer, injured with quad. That joint gonna say 400 yards. So if you got Terry McLaurin in fantasy, start him. He might end up being your wide receiver one. They're about to spam his numbers. I'm all in favor of taking the best player available, but in reality, we need to rebuild the roster, trade back. We need picks. At this point, now that it seems like we're going to be drafting somewhere from 8 to 11, I agree with you. I've said on the last couple of streams, though, if we ended up with a top 6 pick, I wouldn't necessarily entertain trading back, because I do think that there's a drop-off after those players. But then I forgot who's, I think it might have been Dane Brugler. Dane Brugler said some teams got a day 2 grade on Ruben Bain. Now, while I'm not the highest on Ruben Bain, y'all know I got David Bailey and Kendrick Falk probably above him in my rankings. Day 2 grade is fucking asinine. Some people talk about him being a number 1 pick first couple of weeks of the season. And it ain't like, yeah, he had a drop off in play. And that's one of the reasons why I'm high on Ruben Bain, because I think he's the best hit setting defensive end. I heard some teams think he a defensive tackle. Well, I ain't gonna say I heard, because you think I'll be like, there you go, I saw a tweet where they said some teams think he's a defensive tackle. Once again, just gotta run it back for anybody that's just tapping into the stream. We had 165 viewers on the stream. Shout out to y'all across all platforms. Once again, though, thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in to our Week 16 rendition of Commander Caucus Live, a stream made by me but ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. Just want you guys to flood the chat, and we here to crash out. We here to talk ball. We here to laugh. We here to cry, because this team makes us want to do all the above. But if you want to support the channel, go ahead, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, but most importantly, flood the chat. And if you want to send a super chat, we're going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve. Your comment will jump to the front, give you the rightful attention that you deserve, because once we get into our Thursday night lay, I'm not going to get, I can't guarantee that I'm going to get back to everybody that sends a normal chat. So those are little perks that you get if you do send a super chat, or you can hit the Cash App tag at the bottom on the ticker below. Mikey be getting cooked on the bomb. Call it, yeah, Mikey Sanders still ain't got no deep speed, long speed. Then y'all dudes be so corny, bro. Like, bro, you're the only person in the world that says long speed. No, I'm not, bro. What? Have you just started watching football? Do you never watch a draft season? Do you never watch a combine? Well, I've been saying Mikey Sanders still don't have long speed forever. And because you want to quote about Mikey Sanders still, you say, oh my God, you're the only person in the world that used the term long speed. Like, how corny can y'all get? And then you go MIA once Mikey Sanders still get cooked by Wan'Dale Robinson. Did y'all see that the other day? Y'all that follow me on Twitter, did y'all see that the other day? Like, bro, what's up? What's up when niggas getting mad in my opinion, bro? Likely get hurt too. Exactly, bro. Exactly. All right. And likely has been playing with an elite quarterback. Now, one reason why I would bring in Likely, but I don't have him above Kyle Pitts, is that Jayden Daniels and Lamar Jackson have similar styles. They're not 1-1. They're not apples to apples. But as far as like extending the play, drawing out as much of a play as possible, I told you that's one thing that I love about Jayden Daniels, that he's willing to take a 2-yard loss of running out of bounds to exhaust the play for hell instead of just throwing the ball away. So Likely has experience playing with that play style, but I mean, I think we starting to overrate Isaiah Likely a little bit. But this is the shit that pisses me off. And yeah, it might be a numbers thing, right? But if Kyle Pitts is as bad as y'all say he is, he's not gonna break the bank, because y'all say he sucked, right? So why do we hold Isaiah Likely in such high regards but shit on Kyle Pitts? That doesn't make sense to me. Smash that like for our man here. Shout out to you, George. You heard the man. Go ahead and smash that like button. Give me Pitts if available. Falcons probably going. Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys probably going to tag him, but we'll see. We'll see. They got three $20 million tackles. That franchise tag gonna hurt them. Signing him to a long-term deal is gonna hurt them as well. Unless CeeDee Lamb restructuring. Dak, the highest paid quarterback in the league, he restructuring. JD5 needs weapons. It was fine in 2000 because he was Superman. Now it's time to 100% agree, Commanders 2022. And as I said at the beginning of this stream, I think we all, fans, front office, I think we all got a little ahead of our skis because Jaden Daniels was Superman. Result of the greatest rookie quarterback in season of all time. Damn near the 1 year anniversary since I put that motherfucking fat head on my wall. But yeah, it was so unreal that Adam Peters started to think we had the greatest quarterback of all time. And while I think Jaden Daniels can be that, I think he can be that. I ain't saying that he did just yet. And Adam Peters got a little ahead of himself. Like, yeah, the GOAT is turning Noah Brown into George Pickens. Little did he know that Noah Brown's calf, groin, spleen, shoulder was about to fall off the bone. So why do y'all want me to make like these revelations on Jaden Daniels, bro? Did y'all not see Jaden Daniels like play this year? Like it wasn't. Have y'all not seen Jaden Daniels? Like, do y'all not know the talent that he can be? So if it's a down year next year, I can't answer that because what's the context behind it? Did we give him some help? Was he still throwing the fucking Chosen Anderson and Chris Moore? Is Terry McLaurin still out for 3/4 of the season? Are we relying on a Zach Ertz all in for week, whatever comeback? Like, I can't answer that, Drippy Trey. I don't know why we looking to make revelations on, and it ain't just you. I got into it with Linnell the other day when he talking about some. Oh, right now I wouldn't extend Jaden Daniels. Why are we talking about that right now? You can't extend Jaden Daniels. So why the fuck are we talking about that right now? And then people tell me, "Oh, I get paid to drive conversation." No, you get like that. You get paid to stir the pot. You get paid to stir the pot, and don't flex like money, please. As you can see, I'm not hurting, bro. It's my house. The Titans got him. Oh, the Cole Turner? Damn, shout out Cole Turner. Hardly knew you. That's why players love DQ because they barely have to practice. Facts. I do think that's one of the reasons why you hear Von Miller say that every day. Von Miller almost get offended when the junkies ask him about Dan Quinn. Like, what? No, not him. What? Never. No. He love him because that nigga Von Miller never got to practice with Dan Quinn. Oh, my ideal starting wide receiver trio: Pickens, McLaurin, Lemon. If we loading up on offense, oh yeah, that's like that. That's like that, ain't it? Oh, George Pickens, Terry McLaurin, Mekhi Lemon trio. Oh, Jaden Daniels throwing for 400 yards next, 4,000 yards at least. At least. Man, bring George Pickens here. Shit, I need a person with a shiesty and a dog. Tell me about it. I'll go recruit George Pickens myself. All you need is a boombox and some NBA YoungBoy. I will go stand outside of George Pickens' fucking door every day on the first week of free agency. I think that should line up with my spring break anyway. With the boombox, playing shot calling, playing AI YoungBoy. Like, what we talking about? Leave the burgundy and gold boombox at his door. Call it tampering if you want. Tell me about it, bruh. Wandale Pierce and Terry is Jalid. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that starting trio as well. This is Tech, by the way. Shout out Tech. Shout out to you, Tech. Gang. One of the realest podcasters out here. Keep doing great things, bro. I appreciate it, man. I've looked up the other day. Next month, we coming up on our 5-year anniversary. I don't know why my nut ass started my podcast the day after we got eliminated from the fucking playoffs. It's only my nut ass to do some shit like that. But our 5-year anniversary is coming up in January, and it does not feel like we spent 5 years on this channel. And I'm really starting like this season. Not starting last season, I started to reap the benefits of doing this as far as recognition, getting a little name. And yeah, like I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everything. And yeah, first 5 years down, hopefully this to another 10 years, because the boy just turned 30. So I think I can still talk ball about a couple of players for a couple more years before I get cringe. Like Lord Brunson and them. On YouTube, but you know how it is. I appreciate that. Lord Aaron Hernandez. Hey, bro. Lord Aaron Hernandez, bro. Hey, bro. I think that needs context. So I'm about fucking 15 minutes behind on the chat. Yeah, bro. I said that I need some crash outs. I don't mind somebody with a little misdemeanors, no crazy charges. And then Alias Max just had to take it to the next level, little Aaron Hernandez situation. But hey, what? No to the Sharon Moore players. Nah, none of that. I don't want none of that. He's certified crash out OG. He a COOG. Crash out OG. There we go. No, now they cutting up in the chat. Hey, bro, what? Who? Now we gotta look up who is Aaron Hernandez 2.0 in the fucking draft. Bro, what's up with y'all, bro? Call me crazy. I think AP gone before DQ. Crazy. Adam Peters is gonna be the one to fire DQ. Adam Peters the one that said shut Jay and Daniels down. Like, let's be real. If it was up there fucking Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn had a lot of power, and I'm not saying that you said that. You just said that you think that Adam Peters is gonna be gone before Dan Quinn. But if Dan Quinn had all this power, bro, Jay and Daniels would still be playing. So I'm gonna have to call you crazy on that one, YCO Dre. But I can see it, but it still make you crazy. Still makes you crazy. Still my guy though. Shout out to you. Appreciate your support. Oh, we got Super. I'm over here rambling. We got Super. My guy Kevo. If Jeremiah Love is there at pick 10 through 12, who would you take? Between who? Is who's available? I mean, let's give a little context. Go ahead and send another. You ain't gotta send a super chat. Come back in the chat though. Like, let's really make this a scenario. Like, who's available? If Jeremiah Love is there with Makai Lemon, with a Mansour Delaney, shit, you talking about 10 with a Caleb Downs, with a David Bailey? Nah, I'm not taking Jeremiah Love. I like Jeremiah Love, but if those guys or a couple of those guys I just named are still available, nah. Shit, even if Ruben Bain is there 10 through 12, I'm probably taking Ruben Bain over Jeremiah Love. Just in terms of fit, bro. I would entertain it though, Kevo. I would definitely entertain it. There he is. What's up, Disco? What's up, gang? Real OG. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you pulling up. But yeah, I think you just give me more context, like who's available, because I wouldn't be mad at. I would like I'm running to the podium or I'm running outside if the pick is announced to be Jeremiah Love, because I think he'd be the best running back that we've had here since Clinton Portis. But I think Mansour Delaney, Ruben Bain, Keldrick Faulk, David Bailey, a couple more guys, I think that they can help your team a little bit more. Even the tight end from Oregon. His name is slipping me right now, but even the tight end from Oregon, I think those guys can help us. The GM of the job is not to get ahead of his skis. The job of the GM is to not get. I agree. I agree. Y'all don't think that this is like an Adam. I am not an Adam Peters apologist. I know that's what y'all think based off of how I was talking during the Terry McLaurin saga, bro. But when you just step back and maybe I wasn't as early as I am on other talking points or other points. When you just step back though and look at it, bro, and I keep saying it, and I'm gonna say it again. Going into a season banking on Noah Brown and Terry McLaurin that missed entire summers, and it's not a Terry McLaurin shot. Let's just keep it at Noah Brown. Going into a season banking on Noah Brown to be your wide receiver too, let alone him missing an entire summer because you knew he was hurt. To pair with Jaden Daniels wasn't the move, bruh. And for the ones that's going to say, no, Deebo Samuel, that's what Deebo Samuel was brought here for. Deebo Samuel was never a traditional boundary wide receiver, and it's even in his prime. So when you running 12 personnel, Adam Peters envisioned Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown being lined up with two tight ends. And none of them being Ben Sinnott because Cliff Kingsbury hates him. He gonna run 12 personnel with a fullback. Not with a fullback, with two running backs. Bill not starting to me is weird to me. We need to see what y'all have in these. I agree. And it's gotten to the point where, now I don't want him to be fumbling all over the place, right? But bruh, I don't want to hear about a doghouse. I don't stop preaching ball security. Like, if we're gonna be down for the tank, let's be down for the tank. Let's give all these players the looks and the ops that they going to need going into 2026, so we can see who's going to be on this roster. Like, I didn't want to speak hyperbolic, bro, but I really think that we could go for having 10 new defenders, and I'm dead ass when I say that. Like, if Dorrance Armstrong comes back 100%, he could probably have a shoe-in defensive end spot, but that nigga tore his ACL in the middle of the season. Who's to say that he gonna come back week one being the Dorrance Armstrong that he was this year? And this was a career year for him. If he was the Dorrance Armstrong from last year, I wouldn't say that he's shooting for 2024. I wouldn't say that he's a shooting for a starter. So where are we going to get 10 influx of defense like that at? Like, this roster overhaul. When's the last game? The last game, the first week of January. I think the last game is January 8th or something like that. If the last game is January 8th, bro, no, the last game like January 2nd. If the last game is January, let me stop. Let me just look it up. The last game is January 4th. Adam Peters need to be on the fucking phone January 5th. I don't give a damn about tampering, bro. We need to start making shit happen on January 5th. Sign some 21-year-olds to some future reserve contract and make shit crack, bruh. Because sitting on your fucking thumbs ain't doing it anymore. They need to start Bill, Jordan McGee, Ali Cahoe. I don't need to see Bobby Wagner and Jeremy McNichols start. Hate to break it to you, brother. Bobby Wagner, unless he's injured, is going to be starting in the last 3 games. They are playing so that Bobby Wagner can get closer and closer to London Fletcher in second career all-time tackles. And when I realized that, maybe a month or 6 weeks ago, and I realized that Bobby Wagner was just playing for stats at this point, Zach Ertz not too different. Zach Ertz not too different, even though I think Zach Ertz was more productive in his role than Bobby Wagner has been here. I don't care about tackle numbers. A tackle is the same 20 yards downfield than it is, or it counts the same on the stat sheet 20 yards downfield than it does 2 yards in the backfield. I don't care about tackle numbers. Yeah, you're going to get a whole lot of tackles when you're chasing guys and they targeting you. But when you realize that Bobby Wagner is playing for Hall of Fame stats and Dan Quinn is enabling it, you get a little less mad. Downs over fault. I don't disagree. I don't know if they're probably in the same range. Say that we pick in like 4th, though. Say that we pick in 4th and all the edges are on the board. Jeremiah Love's on the board. Dante Moore and Francisco Mendoza went number 1 and number 2. Who could even go number 3? Shit. They ain't talking. Somebody goes number 3. Who we drafting at 4 if Falk, Downs, Ruben Bain are all on the board? Who we drafting at that point? You've given up on Ben Simmons? No, I think Ben Simmons has a lot of promise, but I'm not entertaining the thought of signing Kyle Pitts because of Ben Simmons. Nah, not that one. Not that one. I think Ben Simmons can be a nice utility type player, but I'm never thinking he's going to be a tight end one that you line up in the slot until go beat cornerbacks. Even though he fucked Javon Holland up at the top of that route. I was a little impressed. Benjamin. All right, couple more in the chat. Before we go with this Thursday night, lay. Yeah, for sure. I might have to be the leader of the Kyle Pitts fan club in the fan base because some act like he's a bum. Like we ain't been watching John Bates run up the scene. I want to go after a legit star running back. Yeah. And when I say I want to upgrade at the position, there's only 2 running backs that come to my mind coming in free agency or talking about free agency in 2026. But Breece Hall and Ken Walker, come on down. And those are the 2 guys that I think that are clear upgrades over Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, no matter how much I like Bill. If you pair Ken Walker or Breece Hall with Jay and Daniels in the backfield, bro, that's a 1,300 yard back at the least. At the least. And I think when people talk about how we didn't pair Jayden or support Jayden Daniels with a lot of weapons, I think they're only talking about the wide receiver position. They're like, bro, you got Zach Ertz. Bro, it's some shit that you cannot do in your playbook with Zach Ertz because he can't get downfield fast enough. And it ain't just the tight end position, not a Zach Ertz bad session. With the running backs too, while I love Bill, last week was the first time where Bill ain't fall down after first contact. Not fall down, but he ain't break. Like, bruh, if Bill could break the initial tackle, and I'm not even talking about fall forward, but like legit shed a tackle and stay on his feet, bro, he would have so many more yards, bro. I need him to work on his contact balance this year because I think Bill is a solid running back. I think he got damn near elite vision. I think he might not be as fast as some of y'all thought. But I like Bill, bro. Pair Bill with a Breece Hall. And now you cooking with gas. 1K Radar. What's up, gang? How you? Not everyone got to go before they even think about it. There we go. That's why I didn't know what you was talking about, bro. I agree now. Jalen, you the GOAT. You and Rio be going W. Proud of y'all niggas. I appreciate that, gang. I appreciate your support always. I'm going to keep coming with the content, too. This ain't going to stop. You see, I'm holding it down with this ass team right now. So imagine when we get nice again. What would bring you more joy? A win against Philly, Dallas, or a higher draft pick? More Christmas joy. A higher draft pick. That's why I said, bro, if we can play, it's the Cowboys. Oh, my God. It's a divisional rival. You're so fake. Wanting to lose against a divisional rival. If you don't know my stats, when the ball is kicked off, while I'm boots on the ground at Northwest Stadium, I'm going to cheer for the Washington Commanders. If they happen to win the game at that point, they win the game, right? But going into that game and after that game, I'm gonna be mad if we didn't get that higher draft pick, bro. It is what it is. I want to set my team up for the future. I don't give a damn about saving Dan Quinn's job in December 2025. This season lost. This season's lost. So a higher draft pick giving me more opportunities to trade back or giving me a better chance at a big prospect would bring me more joy. That don't make me a fake fan, y'all. Not saying y'all call me that. Some of them on Twitter did, though. Crazy. What I'm crazy about? What's good, fam? I like Jordan Tyson. after the quad situation with Terry McLaurin and Nova Brown operation body, I don't know if I can do another wide receiver that has injury issues though. I like Jordan Tyson's talent though, and I think that he can potentially be the X with Terry McLaurin lining up as the Z shit starting next year. But availability is the best ability, and I can't have Terry J and Jordan Tyson on the sidelines. I might lose my shit at that point. That might be cause for me to stop the podcast. I'm joking. NFC season been wild. What was your preseason and your current Super Bowl prediction? Man, I had us going to the Super Bowl, bro. I had us going to the Super Bowl. I had us going to the Super Bowl against who did I have us going against? I said it at the beginning of the year. Oh, the Bills. Yeah, I had us going into the Super Bowl against the Bears. I'll start talking about the Bills, not the fucking Bears. The Bills. I start talking about how it's 1991 all over again. Yeah, it was us and the Bills, and I don't think at this rate either team is going to the Super Bowl. So if I had to say it right now, my current Super Bowl prediction. Damn. Why you ain't asking me this after tomorrow when the Rams and the Seahawks play? Because I think those are the two best teams in the NFC. Shit, bro. I'm going to go with my current Super Bowl prediction is the Seahawks. No. Backtrack. We'll bring it back. The Rams against this shit about to pain me to say. No. Here we go. The Rams against the Texans. The Rams against the Texans. And yeah, I was thinking Rams versus Broncos, but bro, Drake May playing in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I might end it all after that. If I see Drake May in the Super Bowl before my GOAT, I might have to call it quits. If Drake May playing the Super Bowl before my guy, my GOAT, I might have to call it quits. Sonny Styles isn't an option. I don't think he's an option in the top 10. I think he can help us a lot. I don't think he's an option in the top 10, though. I like Sonny Styles as a player, though. I got one for the Thursday night lay. Kobe Parkinson anytime TD. I like that because they're going to be avoiding the boundary against the Seahawks for sure. Tanking is how we got JD. These fans are delusional. Talk about it. All right, speaking of Thursday night lay, let's get into it, George. You already know. Real OG degenerate better over here. About to turn your $10 into at least $100 with our same game parlay for Thursday night football, like we've done each and every week of the NFL season that we've done the stream. I think we missed 2 streams. One because I was coming back from Madrid, and another because I was going to Madrid. Really spent a week in Madrid. Let me go ahead and pull up the lay. For my last time tonight, appreciate you guys' support. Appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us over here at Bleeding BNG for Commander Caucus Live. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Don't flood the comment section anymore unless you're hitting it with a super chat, because I don't know if I'm going to get to it once I pull up this lay. But if you send in a super chat, we're definitely going to get to it for sure. But if you want to support the channel, you can hit that Cash App tag. But yeah, I'm about to support you by turning that $10 to $100 with a Thursday night parlay. So once again, I always forget. Have y'all peeped? FanDuel been getting stingy with the bonuses too. They always do this shit towards the end of the season. They act like fucking week 16 and 17. It's Christmas and they stingy with the profit bonus. That should be so weird to me. But so I can't even me logging in this time wouldn't even matter because FanDuel being stingy as shit. So I'm about to turn your $10 dollars to $100, like we've done a few times this season, more than a few times. I think our parlays have hit about 5 or 6 out of the 14 streams that we've done. That's a great percentage for a parlay. All right. So Georgia's put me on, and I like that call. I like that call. Everybody think Puka gonna get spanked because Devontae Adams is out. They're going against Seattle, who has one of the best secondaries in the league. While I think Puka's going to get his touches. Kobe Parkinson at plus 240 anytime touchdown. I like that. I love that. I love that. Russian props. What the Russian props looking like? Kyron Williams at 55. Kenneth Walker at 45. Damn, they did my nigga Kenneth Walker dirty. Let me go ahead and look at the line. That'll dictate a lot. Game lines. Damn. 1.5. 1.5 point spread is crazy. Over under 42.5. So they don't expect a lot of points. I know these defenses are solid, but these offenses, I like that. Oh yeah, you already know. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Cause you know he coming for blood tomorrow. You know JSN is coming for blood tomorrow. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do JSN alt receiving yards. Because they start talking about how Emmanuel Ford strapped him up the last time they played. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go JSN 80 on the alt receiving yards. And what's Puka's reception line? Because that nigga's about to get spanked. Ooh, 7.5 is a lot. 7.5 is a lot. You know what? We're going to go Cooper Kupp, 3 receptions. We're going to go Cooper Kupp, 3 receptions. Sam Darnold going to be looking for revenge. He threw 4 picks the last game, right? So Kobe Parkinson, anytime touchdown. JSN, 80 yards. Cooper Kupp, 3 receptions. That's plus 632 right now. I think Seattle might fall behind. Sam Darnold, 223 on the over-under. Matthew Stafford, 228 on the over-under. Let me see what they do last week. Told you, bro, I ain't really just making no bullshit parlay. We got to put a little research into this thing. Matthew Stafford threw for 368 yards last week. Sam Darnold threw for 271. So what the fuck did they do when they played each other? Sam Darnold threw for 279. Matthew Stafford threw for 130. Oh, so why are these over-under so low? It's supposed to rain in Seattle tomorrow or something? Let me see. What they play at Quest Field? That shit still called Quest Field? Oh, it's supposed to rain. Damn, it's supposed to rain. Not bad, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow in Seattle. Okay. It's supposed to rain in Seattle tomorrow. That's nice to know. That's nice to know. Shit, I might just go. Nah. Because they definitely. How close is Puka to JSN in receiving yards? Ooh. Puka about 180 yards behind Jackson Smith and Jigman. Puka Nacua is going for fucking 80 yards at least tomorrow. He trying to snatch that chain. Matter of fact, I think he knows that he's not going to get the receiving yardage mark. I think Puka think he going to definitely try to get that receptions leader of this year. So this is what we're going to do. Puka Nacua. Alt receptions. 6 at a minus 440. What the fuck? All right, that'll get you to 100 right there. That'll get you to 100 right there. What Cooper Kupp do against the Rams the last game? He had 3 receptions. I don't know if I like that Cooper 3 receptions. Let me see. I might have to back up off that one. Let me see. So we still at 621. Boundary receivers job be fucking the Rams up. What does an AJ Barner anytime touchdown look like? What does an AJ plus 220? AJ Barner anytime touchdown plus 220. Might have to make that play. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, this is what y'all wanted. This is what I look like when I'm betting. All right, bet. This is what we about to do. We're not gonna do AJ Browners because we gonna play it safe. This is a lay. This is a parlay. We're not gonna do AJ Barner's touchdown prop. What's his receiving prop? No, I got it. There we go. Found it. There we go. Found it. Them niggas had hell with Jameson Williams last week. Kobe Parker said anytime touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigman 80 yards. Puka Nacua 7 receptions. Rashid Shaheed 30 yards. $10 turned into $107.20. Turn your $10 to $107.20. Rashid Shaheed 30 yards on the alt line. Puka Nacua 7 receptions. Jackson Smith and Jigman 80 yards on the alt line. Kobe Parker said anytime touchdown. It was a low total even with the 4 interceptions. Facts. Okay. Yeah, I was in Madrid. Didn't pay that game a lot of attention. But we're going to go ahead. Kobe Parker said anytime touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigman 80 yards on the alt reception line. Rashid Shaheed 30 yards on the alt reception line. Puka Nacua 7 receptions. We're gonna play it safe with our guys. We're gonna play our guys tomorrow. And I think that'll do it. Damn, we was in this joint for an hour 25 minutes. I appreciate y'all rocking with us on the week 16 rendition of Commander Caucus Live. We got 2 more of these left. Gang. Oh my gosh. But I'm definitely gonna come. Oh, no. Yeah, I wanted to announce this. So we're not done with the streams once the season ends. We're not done with the streams. Shout out to my guy Alex. We not done with the streams once the season ends. You know, we back at it. We back at it in January, year 2 of Mock Draft Mondays. So come crash out with us. Come talk ball with us. Mock Draft Mania Mondays with us starting probably the first week after the season. So every Monday, we're going to go from Wednesdays to Mondays. Every Monday, Mock Draft Monday, as we prepare for the 2026 NFL Draft. Because guess what? Unlike last year, we about to be picking in the top 10, bro. So I expect a lot of exciting streams, get a lot of different mock drafts, get a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different trade back scenarios. Mock Draft Monday is coming probably the first Monday after the season ends. But to give you the Thursday night parlay one more time before I head out of here, Kobe Parkins an anytime touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 80 yards on the all receiving line. Puka Nacua, 7 receptions. Rashid Shaheed, 30 yards on the all receiving line. That'll turn your $10 into $107.20. All right, that'll do it for our Week 16 rendition of Commander Caucus Live. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. I appreciate your support. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button if you haven't, so you're not missing any of this content on Bleeding B&G. I'm out.